Dave Ramsey clone DH 20 years. Caleb Hammer goes on Joe Rogan. Don't know who Caleb Hammer is? Well, he's this generation's Dave Ramsey. Don't know who Dave Ramsey is? Then you're definitely under the age of 30. He's this financial podcaster and YouTuber. He gives financial advice, but the worst kind, which is don't spend your money. He doesn't actually help anybody and has insane people on, Ben Shapiro style. He'll bring on someone who's made absolutely terrible financial decisions and give them very basic, bare bones financial advice to make it seem like he knows a lot more than he does. Now, I don't know too much about Caleb Hammer. I know I've heard him online and he's just some sort of financial guru, runs an online podcast similar to Dave Ramsey where he answers financial questions and tells young people what the they should do with their money and not be retarded.
People think I'm evil because they say I don't talk about the issues that led us here in the first place, but it's a personal responsibility show because more people have agency than they're willing to acknowledge.
You're so right, Mr. Caleb Hammer. It's a personal responsibility show. We gotta all pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. Surely we can do everything ourselves. Our government is not responsible for our financial situation whatsoever. Everything's on us. Everything that happens to us is completely within our control, financially, politically, everything. Now, I hate to say it, but this guy, Caleb, is a fucking He runs his show under the guise of personal financial responsibility, which is something you can do. And the reason people are mad at him is how he approaches personal responsibility. He hides under that because he doesn't want to address key issues. He doesn't really want to look at the facts of reality. You can tell people to be frugal all day, every day, which is what his job is. He doesn't really give actionable advice when people are in terrible financial situations. The advice he gives is just don't spend your money. It's as brain dead as that. He doesn't help people get out of any sort of situation. He just gives them personal advice.
The amount of going out to eat among the Generation Z is insane compared to any other generation. And not only that, but now for 25% of their going out to eat multiple times a week is getting food delivered.
Thank you, Mr. Hammer, for pointing out another obvious problem, which is that people are spending too much on things that they like. Now, I hate to say it, but if that's your only vice, if spending $20 on food twice a week is a problem, then you're not f***ing human. That's just the long and short of it. I can almost guarantee you that this guy himself doesn't meal prep. And not only that, price of food, everything's going up. If shaming people for wanting to go out and get food after they've been working all day, say get Chipotle, it's $10, $9 depending on where you are, that shouldn't be breaking your bank account whatsoever. In fact, it should be upping your quality of life overall.
We live in the best period ever for humans. Best period ever. Our jobs are better, everything's better. Even when you think of like buying the starter home in the 50s and whatever, you know, they were like the size of this room that we're in right now, mass produced. Okay, that's still a home that's great, you could buy, but you were going to a job that you hated, that you were sweating, that had no AC, where you're working with your hands all day, and it was miserable. They didn't like the jobs, they liked that they had a good paying job.
He's right, we live in the best time ever, and we're not taking advantage of it because according to him, we shouldn't be spending any of our money, any of the wealth we're getting, we should be putting directly into the bank. Well, inflation is at an all-time high. It's not actually building any equity whatsoever because the value of every single dollar we put into the bank isn't outmatching inflation.
And the internet went crazy against me. They hated me for suggesting that they shouldn't be able to. They're like, well, how do we eat? Well, groceries, meal prep, meal plan. This is what everyone's done since forever.
As someone who does love to eat out, and that's my one big vice, that's what I spend the most money on by far, is getting food. I'm not gonna lie. I do believe Caleb Hammer just has no conception of enjoyment, really, is probably the best way to put it. This isn't something that is destroying people's lives. I could live in a nice apartment, I guess, but then at the expense of what? My sanity? I have to cook the same thing over and over again all day, every day.
Did I ever tell you the definition of insanity?
What a trade-off. There is nothing wrong with going out buying food. Well, it's true that obviously you're gonna save money by not spending money on going out to eat. To a lot of people, at the end of the day, when they're working fucking hard, the last thing they want to do is spend an hour cooking. There's nothing wrong with meal prepping and all this other shit, but you need a day to yourself to be able to do that. The last thing you want to do after you're working is to go and make food. It's very difficult. It's exhausting. This is spoken from a true man that is completely disconnected from the modern man. He's wealthy and he most likely goes out to eat all the time himself. I can almost guarantee you he's not meal prepping. This pull yourself up by your bootstraps nonsense and don't spend a dime and you'll get rich is complete bullshit. It's true that if you're more frugal, obviously you're gonna have more money, but at the end of the day, that's not gonna matter because you didn't fucking spend it on anything. Congratulations, the number in your bank account went up.
But now people go to the office and they think they're a victim for not being able to meal prep before going to the office, the AC'd office. Like, it's hard for me to sympathize with that, especially when I film.
Oh, the AC. Jesus Christ, man, shut up. It's not about the AC, dude. It's about enjoying your fucking life.
3 of them a week, all 100% real people, mostly Gen Z and millennials, who are absolute victims in everything. They are victims in everything. They think if they...
This guy is literally Dave Ramsey resurrected, except he's got the mind of a 60-year-old man that's been living in like the 50s. And he just hates people of his own generation. It's insane. And he sits there and he wonders why people don't like him. We got the Hammer Media $1 million studio tour.
Hey guys, I'm Caleb Hammer. Welcome to my office, and I'm gonna give you a tour. So here at the entrance, this is our little waiting room.
Holy shit. Why do you need $1 million studio? You literally just give people financial advice. That is all you do. As someone who is giving people financial advice and how to penny pinch as much as they can, I'm gonna give you a little tip, Caleb. You don't need $1 million studio to do your show. I can say that confidently. This is a waste of money. You are wasting money. He's going around telling Americans they can't spend $20 on food, and he has $1 million studio.
Right now, it's package receivables. For example, we get endless Prime deliveries. They just kind of give it to us for free. We
definitely have some sort of association with Jake or Logan Paul. That should tell you enough about him that he is willing to deal with shady business people. Even though they give it to him for free, he's literally advertising it right now to you. So he's in the loop with people of questionable morals.
We found a dead body.
had a crazy thing of Feastables.
Okay, this is just getting worse. The Feastables is even more questionable. He's getting slowly roped into the zeitgeist, to the oligarch that is Mr. Beast, Logan Paul. The YouTube oligarch slowly getting pulled into the sphere. He's getting enough influence to the point where they need him to start shelling out to the brokies that he's talking to every day. They need to stuff products down people's throats now. As he's telling people not to spend money, he's also advertising products to them. This guy, just watch out.
Randomly delivered and melted. Our own was like pallets.
Yeah, okay, bro, randomly delivered.
This is a conference room. We have these individual little call pods so people can separate, go into quiet. You can see.
That's a lot of free space, Caleb. A lot of free real estate. You could sublet that out. Listen, I know you're about financial advice, but you could sublet that out to a nice small business. Maybe make some money on the side.
See, someone was sitting there. So that's where people go. They make calls. This is where our YouTube memberships team sits. This is the temporary financial audit studio. And we have some producers sitting while we're filming and audio and visual management there. We have all these different cameras. This is my...
Again, as someone who does internet stuff, you don't need any of this. This is a complete lie. It reminds me of the post-COVID pod apocalypse, in which every celebrity with $500,000 in the bank decided they needed a podcast studio. And they don't need any of that. Their overhead is way too much. As a financial advisor, this is insane. You don't need to be spending this amount of money, Caleb, to do your show. How the fuck is he actually getting money out of people? The YouTube memberships to give you exclusive financial advice. So you're paying to get financial advice, you're paying to get told to not spend money. These are the people he preys off of, and it's evil. I mean, even looking at this guy's channel page, these thumbnails are insane. This is like an AI generated thumbnail of him like spitting all over his collar. He just hates her. He's got so much hatred. Looks like also most of these videos are paywalled behind the Hammer Elite, which let's see how much that costs to join.
I just
oh Jesus, $9.99 a month. Holy fuck, $14.99 a month. He's got the same Reddit ass crazy side eye. This frothing at the mouth one is just one takes the cake though. It's one of the only ones that's not fucking paywalled. The eye finally snapped. It's the same AI thumbnail over and over again of him frothing at the mouth. And then the top Wendy's menu items. Yeah, dude, this guy needs to see a diet coach after he's done coaching people financially. There's got to be some sort of irony here for telling people not to eat out. He's now ranking Wendy's food items. That's what he's spending all the money that he gets from his Hammer Elite on.